You know, some things just don't make very much sense. Over the last number of days, a lot of people have lost a lot of their life earnings, their life savings, gone, vanished, disappeared. And they don't know where either. You know, scams in the day, back in the day, you would know, for the most part, who the scammer was. You'd know where your scam money kind of went to, what it afforded. And scamming is not new. A lot of Americans are scammed every year out of their hard-earned money. But what is sort of kind of new, or newer in nature, is investment scamming. What do I constitute as investment scamming? Well, broadly speaking, my philosophy around it would be anyone who tells you that through investing in a particular thing, you can become wealthy overnight, that's investment scamming. Investment scamming is when you're offered a yield, an annual percentage yield of 100%, 50%, 40% each year. That's investment scamming. Now, investment scamming relies on the ignorance, the financial ignorance of the person they're scamming. Because investment scamming is all about selling you the dream, the idea of richness. That's investment scamming. And it became quite popular on YouTube. I'm not going to name the people who will present investment advice and tell you to do all of these financial things. I'm not going to name their names because they're numerous and varied. And some of them I enjoy watching. You learn a lot of things. Look, a lot of people who get scammed don't really give much thought to whether something potentially could be a scam. Classic case in point. This week, yet again, another cryptocurrency turned out to be a scam. It seems like it's a daily occurrence. How many of those coins are there? A gazillion? Maybe a gabillion? And this time, this one had a lot of people with their money locked into it. Perhaps you've heard of Terra. Well, it's not funny. It's really sad and tragic when people who work hard for their money are scammed. But I'm like, Luna ran off with everyone's money. Because this quote-unquote investment, which is not, lost 95% of its value in 5 days. Now they say crypto is volatile. Yeah, you steal people's money at a rapid rate. Now this is how you can tell the scammers, those who are scammed, don't give much thought to whether something is a scam or not. Terra Luna, its claim to fame was that it was a trustless, permissionless, cross-border payment rail system. Now we already have payment rail systems available. Most people use Western Union and a couple of others. But they charge exorbitant fees. And people don't like paying exorbitant fees, which is understandable. Competition lowers prices. So says capitalism. But the competition has to be, well, not in and of itself a scam. Western Union charges a fee because every nation has different currencies, and their currencies fluctuate based off of other currencies and their value. Now, you have to charge a fee. Everyone knows this. But Terra Luna, their fee, was so tiny and insignificant, it was almost free to send money cross-border. Now this is a very attractive idea in principle, in theory. But there's a catch that they never really tell you about. That I'm going to tell you why it's a scam. Terra Luna is a token, crypto, right? In the way that people who invest their money into Terra work, they buy the coin. That creates a higher price of the value of the coin. But the coin has to be pegged to something. Now they peg their token at $1, the fiat American dollar. So they don't use any other currency besides the American dollar, which is the same thing Western Union uses to compare currencies all over the world when you do cross-border payments and remittance. Remember, Terra Luna's fee to send money is nearly free. Western Union bastards charge you almost $50 to send 100. So they're expensive. One's dirt cheap, Terra Luna, which is new, and one's been around forever. And you can verify that the person you've sent the money to has actually received it. You can verify it with Terra Luna too. But you have to stake Terra Luna to create more tokens so your investment goes higher. There's an issue here though. Terra Luna has to peg itself to the US dollar. Two questions. How do you know that Terra Luna is purchasing and has a reserve currency of all the dollars it's claiming to have purchased and hold on its balance sheet? They're not required by law to let anyone see their balance sheets because they're unregulated. So all you're going on is an internet graph of what they tell you they have available, which I don't know if you know this, but that can be created in a Word doc. Just saying. So nobody's reviewing any of this shit. It's a good claim, but nobody's reviewing it. Also, second question. Why would you peg your token to a currency that you claim will no longer exist? They claim it won't exist. The US dollar. But they're pegging it to it. Does that make sense? No. It's a scam. It got to be reviewed as a scam this week. So don't fall for any more of this shit. Sadly, a lot of people lost money. A lot of people lost their life savings. A lot of people lose their life savings through emails too. You've seen the scams, the emails. You've just inherited this much money. Now we need you to send this information to us. A lot of people fall for that trick too. It's sad when you see so many people lose their money. Especially now, with inflation. So, in my opinion, you haven't seen the worst of it. Because a lot of people have still not been able to recover their money. The way that stablecoin worked, from my understanding of people explaining it to me, the contracts don't expire for another 3 weeks. So they can't pull their money out. One YouTuber went online. He tweeted, KSI. He used to talk about how much money he had. 2.8 million. And then he shared a screenshot of only having $1,000 left. From 2.8 million to 1,000 in a matter of minutes. There was a very important interview that recently happened, and you should check it out on YouTube. Bilyeu and Dalio. These are two very thoughtful gentlemen in modern American society. I don't agree with everything they say and believe. But when you listen to the conversation, you're going to really learn about finance and how things really work in the system. You know, a lot of the conversation my general thoughts and takeaways. A lot of the conversation was necessary for Americans to hear concerning inflation. Very necessary. There was a good moment where Bilyeu asked Ray Dalio, what should Americans do about inflation right now? And Ray Dalio gave a good answer. It's time to live within your means. Simply don't spend more than you make. A lot of people are living beyond their means. You can tell that by scams. These investment scams that people are getting caught into. If you get 2.8 million, why aren't you taking that out? Why are you leaving that in one sole investment? That's how you can tell it doesn't make any sense. No, you got to be practical. You got to live within your means. And I thought that was very good advice. And then there's the component that Warren Buffett has been telling young American citizens. The best investment is in yourself. All of these get-rich-quick YouTubers are now finding themselves in a lot of hot water. And I'm not even talking about legally. I'm talking about financially. Fuck the legal shit. We all go through our legal issues. I'm talking about financially. A lot of these YouTubers, you're fixing to find out, who presented themselves as being very wealthy to you on YouTube, are going to find out that they're not all that wealthy. They're what I call internet wealthy. But practically speaking, broke. What do they tell you to do? Invest in the stock market. Invest in the stock market. So they had all their money in the stock market. Well, the stock market is tanked too. What do they tell you to do? Invest in crypto. Invest in crypto. Well, hasn't that tanked too? What they're not telling you to invest in is yourself. You know, they're telling you to invest in them. If you buy my course for a limited time, it's $399. But during this holiday season, we have a discount. Have you never heard all of your famous YouTubers say this? They tell you to invest in them. Invest in their knowledge. But you have knowledge too. You know, I think if they're doing a disservice, they're trying to make the internet look like it's for rich people. The internet is for everyone. The internet is an investment in you. So use it correctly and wisely. All of these clowns on Twitter, they misuse the internet. invest in yourself. That's the best investment. And there's no get rich quick scheme. Sure, some people hit a lick, but most people have to work and grind. And through time, get to where they want to be. Please don't fall for any more of these scams. Ask yourself, why would a stablecoin peg itself to the dollar when they think the dollar will no longer exist? Cash is trash. So they say. But they peg their coins to it.